It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I did not see this one coming. I thought Godzilla was going to be the only Juice WRLD and Eminem song that we got, but apparently that wasn't the case. I'd be down for some more too if there's more than this, but I'll at least take this one. It's called Lace It. It also features Benny Blanco. The name is really familiar, but off the top of my head, I can't necessarily recall Benny Blanco. I'm pretty sure we've checked something out with him on it, whether it was during a live stream or an upload or something like that. But regardless, I think it's fair to say this is going to be a dope track. I don't think that there's any way around that. So let's get into it. Let's see what they was cooking with.
Yeah. Roll it up, lace it, pop a few to chase it. I'm in my own matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All these humans basic, don't got no home training. Coding by the cases, I've been purple raining. Roll it up, lace it, pop a few chase
I like that.
I've been in the matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All these humans basic, you ain't got home training. Coding by the cases, I've been purple raining.
Okay, this is a dope hook. Juice WRLD is fire, man. He really is good, and it's unfortunate that he passed away. And I'm mad that I never got a chance to really listen to him while he was alive and give him his flowers. The same goes for Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle. I wasn't listening to a lot of music at that time, and all these dudes had passed away, and I hear them now after the fact, and I'm like, yo, we lost so much talent. So much talent. And during live streams, we've checked out some freestyles from Juice WRLD, and it's extremely impressive. It really, really is. And obviously, Eminem saw the talent there, and that's why he got him on Godzilla. That's why he did this track with him. And I'd be down for some more if there happened to be some more. I'm hoping. I didn't really see this one coming, so you never know. But this is okay. This is starting out pretty dope, so I'm enjoying this.
Out, so I tend to take
Let me go back a little bit so I don't miss nothing.
Matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All you humans basic, you ain't got home training. Coding by the cases, I've been purple raining. Stressed out, so I tend to take meds. The devil told me good show, break a leg. All these painkillers, like got a pair of broken legs. All these perks I pop, you thought I was planning to break my neck. Grinding, man, I'm hungry for this shit like I ain't ate yet. You wish that you could have what I could have, you could just say that. If you ain't my little bitch, them combos, you could save that. These niggas think they invincible till they see them blood holes and they made back. Roll it up, lace it, pop a few to chase it. I'm in my own matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All these humans basic.
And his style is so unique to him. Like I've never really heard anybody like Juice WRLD. Like he really brought it in its own direction, and I got a lot of respect for that because it's not easy to do when there's millions and millions of people that are rapping and making music. It's hard to find a completely separate lane that just sounds uniquely your own. So a lot of respect for that as well. And obviously the influence you could hear in Kid Laroi and stuff like that, which is really, really cool, I think.
Don't got no home training, coding by the cases, I've been purple raining. Roll it up, lace it, pop a few chases. I've been in the matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All you humans basic, you ain't got home training. Coding by the cases, I've been purple raining.
You pop some ecstasy first, it gets progressively worse. Try your best to reverse, unsuccessfully flirting with certain death and reverting to your promethazine urge. The fucking devil, he lurks. Lose your best friend, he smirks. Wake up and everything hurts. And as you spiral downward, listen, I know just how it is when you start slow, then before you notice it, now you're mixing oxys without prescription, cough medicine, Valium with them, but ain't that how addiction's so.
See, this is what's crazy, and I didn't even consider this going into this track or anything like that. So obviously, Juice WRLD, if I'm not mistaken, we lost from an overdose or, you know, something to do with drugs, and it could have easily been Eminem back in the day. He had a very close OD that almost took him from us way too soon, and luckily he survived it, got clean, and I think he's been what, like 20 years or more clean at this point, which shout out to him because that's not easy. I always have so much respect for people that have been down those paths and found their way out of it. Like I have a homie, the Real Young Swag, who makes extremely dope music, that had went down a path himself and found his way out of it. Like I had a hard time quitting weed. I just quit almost a year ago, and it took me so long to get to that point. And a lot of it was just in my head, and it really wasn't as hard, and now I have absolutely no urge to smoke again. And a lot of people are like, oh, quitting weed is easy. Well, for me, it wasn't, okay? Mentally, it was not that easy. I didn't have all the physical, side effects and stuff like that like you would from heroin or from, certain pills and stuff. But that was hard for me. So when I hear people going through that struggle with harder drugs, it's like so much respect for them. But it's crazy because Eminem understands a lot of the stuff that some of these artists like Juice WRLD have probably gone through and was going through because he had been there. And luckily he was one of those people that made it out of it. And, unfortunately Juice WRLD wasn't, but he's got a lot of, like information, so to speak, or a lot of like intro. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but like he understands the struggle. Is basically all I'm trying to get at.
You pop some ecstasy first, it gets progressively worse. Try your best to reverse, unsuccessfully flirting with certain death and reverting to your promethazine urge.
And his schemes are dope. Like his schemes, the way that he builds through this.
Verse, unsuccessfully flirting with certain death and reverting to your promethazine urge. The fucking devil, he lurks. Lose your best friend, he smirks. Wake up and everything hurts. And as you spiral downward, listen, I know just how it is when you start slow, then before you notice it, now you're mixing oxys without prescription, cough medicine, Valium with them. But ain't that how addiction sorta works? They call it lean cause you gravitate and lean towards the perp, the blessing or the curse of fame, cause now you can afford to serve Percocet and Percodent, but that ain't what you meant when you said that you're in it for the perks.
Ooh, okay, and his delivery on this as well is extremely dope, but his schemes are always on point. Like his choice of rhyming places and just how he builds through his words and play on words and the way that he used lean to describe. And this man does things on a whole nother level, but this is actually some real shit because like he said, the fame, like that really feeds into it. The fame and the attention and, the money that comes with it allows you to do things that somebody else may not be able to do as far as buy all these drugs, mix different things, and just continue to do that because you're not in a financially bad situation. You don't have to worry about, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get it today, so I got to like try to struggle for it, which is not good because that could put you in some really, precarious situations. But when you have all that money and you could just have all that at your leisure, so to speak. And honestly, it's tough because a lot of times you end up with a bunch of yes men, people that want to be around you because you're making so much money and you're making them so much money that they don't really want to stop you. They don't want to get on your bad side and be the person that tries to tell you no to something that you really want. And then that just further leads you down that path because now they're kind of, they're a part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that was the case with Juice WRLD or even with Eminem in the past, but I can only imagine there had to be some people around them like that because that's just how people are. They see them as like a bag. Like I can make something off of this. Even if you were friends with someone, sometimes it turns into shit. My friend's making a lot of money, so I'm just gonna stand his good side. Like it's sad, but that's one of the truths of it.
Develop a habit out of that. Need a Xanax, not a rap.
Let me go back a little bit.
Cause now you can afford to serve Percocet and Percodent, but that ain't what you meant when you said that you're in it for the perks. Develop a habit.
Ooh, I didn't even catch that. Now you know what it meant when you're in it for the perks. Obviously the Percocets, but also the perks of being famous, the perks of having all this money and stuff like that. That's crazy.
The blessing or the curse of fame, cause now you can afford to serve Percocet and Percodent, but that ain't what you meant when you said that you're in it for the perks. Develop a habit out of that. Need a Xanax, not a rap, so you pop it before you record a verse. Your buzz wear down, yeah, like a rabbit out of hat, makes you wanna pull your hair out. Fentanyl, Oxy, Demerol would possibly got Shock G, Roxy, Codone.
And then the play on words with the Demerol, like, them are all. I like it. And there's probably, I'm sure there's some stuff on first listen. I'm not someone that catches like every single thing that gets said. I got to listen a few times to catch all the little intricacies, but these are just some of the things that stand out that it just shows you the depth of Eminem's writing. It's crazy.
You said that you're in it for the perks. Develop a habit out of that. Need a Xanax, not a rap, so you pop it before you record a verse. Your buzz wear down, yeah, like a rabbit out of hat, makes you wanna pull your hair out. Fentanyl, Oxy, Demerol.
And then the whole buzz, I feel like it was a play on the whole pull your hair out. Like, it just, this man's different.
Demerol would possibly got Shock G, Roxy, Codone is probably what got Lil Peep and ODB. So many who ODB, way too young to go see me. I was lucky, my escape was narrow window. Now think I take it for granted that I'm still here, synthetic heroin. You tried to kill me, then you murdered Jared, didn't you? Piece of shit. Thanks to you, now we lost Gangsta Boo and Pimpsy, Prince and Michael, mixing NyQuil, prescription fights addictions like a fucking vicious cycle. We will forever miss you. To the younger generation, I ain't lecturing you, but man, just be careful when you
And I like how he ended it with, I'm not trying to lecture you to the younger generation, because even though that is something that he could do because of the fact that he's been through it and he's in a position to really speak to them, like he understands that, being in that position, you don't want to hear somebody lecture you. It's right. Like it's one of these odd things. It's no different than, like you try to tell somebody something when, say, they're in school, like, yo, listen, it's not going to matter this whole school reputation and what people think of you. Once you graduate and get older, you're not going to know 95% of those people anymore. So just do what's going to be best for you. Work on trying to, achieve things and stuff like that. And it's going to pay off in the long run. Don't worry about trying to be the cool kid or fit in or any of that kind of stuff. And it's no different with him trying to tell them, hey, don't go down this path with drugs. Like, people just don't want to hear it, and they don't necessarily grasp it the same way until it gets to that point where they're like, oh shit, he was right. Right. So it's like his way of being like, listen, I'm not here to lecture you, but I've been there. I'm telling you this right now. And, hopefully you take some of the stuff that I'm saying to heart, because I was lucky. I luckily got out of this situation, and a lot of people didn't. And I don't necessarily know who Jared is. I don't know if that's one of his friends. Or is Juice WRLD named Jared? Was this verse done after Juice WRLD had passed away? See, I don't necessarily know, because I like I said, I don't know all that much about Juice WRLD outside of some of his songs and some of the stuff that I've been told from you guys, but I don't know like his real name. So that might actually have been a play on his real name and how it actually took him, and M recorded this verse after the fact, which is really, really dope if that's the case. But this is dope. M's writing in this and the way that he built through it, it fit very well with the song, and I like that he put it out as a positive message, trying to explain to people like, but also doing it in a very intricate, like, dope way. You know what I'm saying? Wordplay, doubles and all that kind of stuff in there, but also just trying to let you know, like, this is not a game. And, I was lucky to get out of it, and you should just be very careful and be aware of that.
I'm in my own matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All these humans basic, don't got no home training. Coding by the cases, I've been purple raining. Roll it up, lace it, pop a few chases. I've been in the matrix, none of this shit makes sense. All you humans basic, you ain't got home training. Coding by the cases, I've been purple raining. I ain't coming down from this high. Ain't gonna let nobody kill my vibe. They committed social suicide. But me, I refuse to die. I will never come down from this high.
It's sad to hear stuff like that.
I won't let them kill none of my vibes. They committed social suicide. Me, I can never ever die. I can never ever die.
It's sad to hear that, but at the same time, he's not lying. His music will continue to live on forever, and he's grown a very strong fan base of people that will also make sure of that. So in that sense, he will live on forever. He will never die out. It's not going to be a thing that actually happens. But unfortunately, in the physical, terms, it went that way, and it's just sad. It's sad to hear that, because he had such a bright future ahead of him and so much growing to do. And it would have been cool to see not only what his music sounded like 10, 20 years later, but also just who he grew to as a person after he had been through a lot of this stuff. And, I see him as, I honestly personally see him as being a benefit to the world. No different than I feel like Eminem is, even though at one point M was doing drugs and was getting himself involved in a lot of stuff he shouldn't. I feel like that molded and gave him character and helped him grow to become this person that, he does give out a lot of positive messages, and you can really, take a lot from him. And I feel like the world needs people like that. And it sucks that they have to go through some shit to then grow into the person that can really give you that information. Right. But I feel like Juice was one of those people. I feel like Nipsey was one of those people when it comes to the stuff and being on the street life. And, I feel like 10, 20 years from now, he would have been a great voice to try to help move our communities in the right direction. And it's just sad to lose them over, different things. Obviously, Nipsey didn't have an OD. He was shot by somebody. And that's why you also have to be very careful about the stuff that you say to people. It's no different than when you argue with somebody and they start saying some really horrible slurs at you, right? Because maybe you get one off on them and it makes them feel a certain way inside. And a lot of times, some of those people aren't even really racist or any of these things, but they get so mad and they don't know how to overtake you in this argument that they start just spewing stuff and trying to get the best reaction they can out of you because they want you to feel how they feel. And in that situation, he called this man a snitch and these other things, and this man didn't know how to respond, and he felt this way that I'm going to go grab this gun and I'm going to end up doing this. Like, I'm going to show you type of, mentality. And it's just really, really sad. So it just sucks that we lose a lot of great people that I feel like could have been really key to not only music, but our community. And it's just sad. But shout out to Juice WRLD. Rest in peace. Shout out to Eminem. I don't know. Did Benny Blanco make the beat, or like, I assumed that had to be what it was. I thought we were going to get a verse, but like I said, the name is familiar. Don't really remember exactly why, but somebody can let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you thought about this and what else is coming and what else we should check out. I'm here for it. But with that said, I will catch you in the next one, homies.